So you've bought a MetaQuest 3, played the big names, dodged zombies, slashed blocks, and climbed virtual skyscrapers. But now what? Don't worry, we've got you covered. Hidden beneath the hype are some absolutely wild, weird, and wonderfully underrated VR gems that deserve way more attention than they're getting. From rhythm games to survival horror dreams or nightmare, these are the oddballs, the outliers, and the brilliant underdogs you probably missed. So if you're just sick of the same top 10 lists, here are 13 unique MetaQuest 3 games you seriously need to play. Song in the Smoke. You wake up in a world where nature isn't just scenic, it's actively trying to maul you. Imagine Bear Grylls had a fever dream after licking a poison frog, and you're dropped right in the middle of it with only your instincts and a suspiciously sharp rock. This survival epic plunges you into a wild prehistoric dreamscape where every footstep echoes with tension. You'll be crafting your own bows, tracking prey by sniffing footprints. Yes, that's a thing. And camping under starry skies while whispering, "Please don't eat me," to the bushes. The VR interaction is as tactile as it gets, drawing arrows, swinging clubs, smashing herbs, and building fires like a paleo-era MacGyver. But don't get too comfy. Day turns to night. Animals evolve their behaviors, and somewhere in the woods, something bigger is watching you. There's a mystical hum woven through it all, a narrative thread that'll make you question whether you're surviving or being tested. With a sprawling world, deep crafting, and primal horror waiting in the shadows, this one isn't just survival, it's transcendence with a side of terror. Bring your instincts, leave your expectations, and maybe pack a spiritual totem or two.
If you fight me, you must be prepared to die.
Dragon Fist VR Kung Fu. It starts with a bow, and probably ends with a flying roundhouse kick to the teeth. Welcome to a VR Kung Fu brawler where every punch is personal and every kick feels like it was choreographed by a 70s Hong Kong action director who overdosed on adrenaline. This one makes you earn every block, parry, and leg-splitting crane kick with actual physics. Choose from over 40 gloriously over-the-top characters, yes, including that one who's totally not Bruce Lee, and unleash chaos across bamboo forests, shadowy cult lairs, and smoky dojo arenas. With symmetrical combat systems, your enemies fight with the same tools you've got, so if you get wrecked, yeah, it's all you, champ. It even supports full body tracking, so go ahead and kick like nobody's watching, or wince when you get socked in your behaptics vest. Oh, and multiplayer? Yes, please. It's co-op Kung Fu Chaos or PvP showdowns, where you and your friends discover who's the real martial arts movie nerd with reflexes to match. This is a living, punching tribute to every Kung Fu flick you've ever screamed "Hiya" at. Crashland. When a space trucker gets yeeted off course by a mustache-wearing alien with serious power issues, things escalate quickly from lost package to accidental hero saving an entire planet. Welcome to a weird world where every rock you smash, tree you punch, and creature you tame inches you closer to galactic domination, or at least back to your delivery route. The gameplay mixes crafting, RPG progression, frantic dodge-based combat, and base building so simple it feels like interior decorating with crayon. Need more chaos? Your robotic sidekick Juicebox joins the fight with harvesting lasers and sass on full blast. The world itself is a colourful fever dream, crawling with bizarre critters you can hatch into helpful battle buddies or questionable roommate. And let's not forget the hundreds of quests, ridiculous dialogue, and the kind of loot grind that'll keep you glued to your Quest headset muttering, "Just one more gadget." Whether you're throwing flaming gadgets at nightmare beasts or trying to build the perfect couch fort out of alien goo, this is a gloriously absurd survival adventure that'll have you hooked faster than you can say Space FedEx. It's like Stardew Valley and Diablo had a baby in space with a sense of humor. Lies beneath. Something is seriously off in this Alaskan town, and it's not just the questionable coffee or the eerie fog. You return home from college expecting hugs and hot cocoa, but instead you're greeted by shrieking nightmares, masked lunatics, and a reality that seems to have binge-read a stack of horror comics and decided to come alive. Armed with everything from axes to shotguns to why is this even here improvised weaponry, you'll carve your way through a twisted hometown that's serving jump scares with a side of psychological trauma. Every corner hides a new monstrosity, every building creaks with secrets, and puzzles litter your path like breadcrumbs laced with dread. Oh, and let's not forget the art style. It's like stepping inside a graphic novel that's been dunked in Lovecraft ink. The story peels away layers of mystery at just the right pace, making you question what's real, what's imagined, and whether that thing in the shadows just blinked. If you like your horror with a brain, a blade, and a backstory that hits harder than a shotgun blast to the psyche, this one's your dream come true, or more like a waking nightmare you won't want to wake up from. Welcome to the office building from hell, where you'll die more than you respawn in your last 3 VR games combined. This is not some hand-holding, wave-shooting, please reload when convenient shooter. This is a brutal roguelite built by someone who clearly had a Doom shrine in their childhood bedroom and a VR headset in their adulthood bunker. The retro-style graphics are a delicious throwback, but don't let the pixel charm fool you. This thing's harder than trying to explain VR to your grandma. You'll duck, dodge, teleport, sweat, curse, and maybe cry as you blast your way through randomized floor layouts, crawling with security goons and mechanical monstrosities. The sound design? Funky and fierce. The gunplay? Satisfying with just enough recoil to remind you that you're in a full-body panic simulator. It's got multiple comfort settings, so you won't toss your lunch during that 5th failed run. But make no mistake, every pixel here wants you deleted. Yet every failure teaches you something. And by the time you're storming the heart of the evil corporation, you'll feel like a retro VR John Wick on a caffeine drip. Strap in, soldier, the office is open, and it's trying to kill you.
I don't know. What happened?
Of lies and rain. You wake up in the year 2048 with 2 things missing: your memory and literally everything good about the world. The skies weep digital ruin. AI overlords rule the surface, and humanity now lives like moles deep underground, because apparently sky is falling wasn't metaphorical this time. As a reluctant hero, with mysterious powers that let you peek behind the code of reality itself, your job is simple: punch through armies of killer machines, solve cryptic tech puzzles, and face off against a rogue AI named ADE, who's basically Skynet with a more dramatic flair. You'll wield gorgeously twisted weapons that look like they were built by a moody hacker and a blacksmith in a VR bar fight. The real magic? Shifting between gritty, real-world ruins and surreal digital landscapes that question whether you're saving humanity or just another cog in the machine. Packed with secrets, memory fragments, and existential dread, this first-person shooter brings the pain, the brain, and the narrative flair. And no, you can't trust anyone, not even that voice in your head guiding you, especially that voice. So grab your weapon, ready your mind powers, and brace yourself for the apocalypse, served hot with a binary twist.
You've come to the right place. Prepare to be mesmerized. Prepare to be beguiled enraptured by the impossible.
The Under presents. What do you get when you throw a haunted theatre, a doomed Arctic expedition, time-manipulating shenanigans, and a performance art dolphin named Gerald into a VR blender? Whatever this fever dream is, and it's glorious. This isn't your typical press trigger to shoot kind of ride. Instead, you'll sneak backstage into a bizarre and beautiful world where live immersive theatre blends with pre-recorded chaos. 1 minute, you're watching an animatronic band named the Lame Drivers. The next, you're rewinding reality itself aboard a mysterious ice-stranded research vessel. Time is a tool, memory is a puzzle, and performance is survival. As you explore the doomed ship in the Time Boat campaign, you'll rewind and fast forward like a time wizard with a taste for tragic storytelling. Want more weird? Multiplayer mingling lets you make silent eye contact with strangers in golden masks while following unsettling cat people across glitchy dreamscapes. There's no combat, but the emotional shrapnel, it hits hard. Theatre kids, puzzle fiends, and lovers of the surreal, this is your kingdom. Or maybe your stage. Either way, curtains up, time's melting, and reality just tapped you on the shoulder and whispered, "Wanna get weird? Say yes. Always say yes." Underdogs. Strap in, Buttercup. Your 5 tons of hydraulics, rust, and righteous fury, and someone just threw you into a gladiator pit built from crime, oil, and broken dreams. Welcome to a city that smells like desperation and burning coolant, where underground mech fights are more of a survival than just sport. You're hurling dumpster-sized punches that send enemies cartwheeling into industrial fans, and with over 130 wild weapons and upgrades. From rocket arms to buzzsaw fists, you'll be crafting mechanical chaos like a junkyard Picasso with anger issue. The physics-based combat is gloriously messy, and yes, you will laugh like a maniac when your metal gorilla of death faceplants an enemy through a billboard. But it's not just brawling. Between fights, you'll hustle deals, work shady gigs, and navigate a city ruled by psychos and powered by betrayal. You've got one reason to keep smashing. Your little brother King. He's watching from the shadows, counting on you to win big and buy him a shot at a better life. Every punch, for him. Every explosion, for him. Every bloodthirsty cheer from the crowd, okay, maybe a little bit for you. Step up, smash hard. Don't stop till the bolts stop rattling.
The newest craze in the county!
Dive right into the numbers.
You! Get out of my place!
Accounting Plus. You were told this would be a desk job, maybe some spreadsheets, maybe a stapler. Instead, you're inside a screaming skull, getting yelled at by a tree, interrogated by a gangster kingpin, and possibly hunted by space cops. This is not bookkeeping. It's virtual psychological warfare wrapped in absurd comedy and doused in existential dread. Born from the chaotic brains behind Talking Pickles, philosophical narration, and minimalist bird-stabbing adventures, this VR trip throws you headfirst into layer after layer of increasingly bizarre simulations. 1 minute you're answering a phone in an office, the next you're in a dungeon full of tiny knife-wielding accountants or arguing morality with a flesh puppet who knows your social security number. The rules? Gone. The logic? Melting. The humor, so dark it should come with a flashlight. This surreal adventure is packed with unforgettable voice performances, wild improvisation, and a soundtrack that somehow slaps even while your sanity doesn't. Every time you think you've reached the bottom of the weird, another layer rips open like a corrupted Excel file from hell. If you've ever wanted to scream into a VR headset while a puppet insults your financial choices, this is your moment. Brink Traveler. You ever want to explore the wonders of Earth without dealing with sunburn, airport security, or that one guy who refuses to wear deodorant on hikes? Say hello to your new teleportation device. This is basically Mother Nature's greatest hits album, streamed straight into your eyeballs in glorious 3D. From the towering cliffs of Norway to the steamy deserts of Death Valley, you'll be digitally standing in jaw-dropping landscapes so realistic you might forget your living room rug isn't actually sand. Want to bring friends? Multiplayer's in. Want to take selfies in front of canyons without worrying about falling off? Do it. Want to watch cat videos while floating over Mount Cook? You're covered. Each environment is room-scale walkable, making it feel like you've just been dropped into a National Geographic cover story. Oh, and there's an AI tour guide, basically your overly enthusiastic nature nerd friend who actually knows stuff. Bonus points. 1% of your purchase goes to saving these beautiful spots, which means you can explore guilt-free while looking smug about your carbon footprint. No monsters, no missions, just pure awe. If you've ever wanted to be a couch potato with a passport, this is your calling. Carve Snowboarding. Welcome to a frosty playground where gravity is optional and style is everything. From the legendary creator who once gave the N64 its chillest moments, this latest snowboarding ride is like carving through nostalgia with a fresh coat of VR polish. Rocket down mountains in time attack mode like a caffeinated penguin or pull off flips in freestyle that would make Tony Hawk do a double take. This game brings serious slope swagger. And yes, there are leaderboards, because bragging rights are best earned mid-backflip. As you shred your way through powdery perfection, you'll unlock boards, gloves, and mixtapes that scream 90s cool and modern groove all at once. The mountain isn't just your playground, it's your runway, and you're dressed to impress in pixel-perfect drip. Between runs, you'll chill in your cozy cabin, flipping through gear and tweaking your playlist like the world's chillest DJ. The controls feel sharp, the snow looks crisp, and the vibe, absolute snowshall bliss. Wall Town Wonder. It starts with one wall, a patch of grass, and the inexplicable urge to redecorate reality with your own two hands. And before you know it, you've created an entire vertical utopia filled with tiny chaos goblins in adorable hats. This isn't your average life sim. It's what happens when Animal Crossing meets SimCity, then decides to throw a cozy party in VR with mixed reality magic. You'll guide an ever-growing stack of lovable citizens through daily joys, build up your layered skyline one charming module at a time, and even play matchmaker in a newly added dating system that's somehow more functional than your own love life. But don't let the cuteness fool you. There's depth behind the dazzle, with quirky quests, endless city customization, and enough unlockables to make a hoarder weep with joy. Everything is wonderfully interactive, letting you pick up, twist, snap, and drop pieces of your village like a floating god of architectural whimsy. Whether you're helping townsfolk find their soulmate, building the perfect cheese shop, or just chilling with the best view in town, this VR life sim wraps you in good vibes, one brick at a time. Relaxation achieved, obsession unavoidable. Audica. Forget drumsticks or dance pads. This rhythm game arms you with blasters. That's right. Your dual-wielding laser cannons of pure musical vengeance, turning every beat drop into a glorious act of percussion warfare. Created by the same brilliant chaos agents behind Rock Band and Dance Central, this VR experience is less about dancing and more about obliterating targets in a high-speed symphony of lasers and swagger. You'll be shooting, smashing, and slapping beats out of thin air with precision so tight it might just make your high school band teacher shed a tear of joy. Timing is everything here. Each perfectly landed note boosts your score, climbs you up the leaderboard, and makes you feel like the John Wick of rhythm gaming. And with a soundtrack stacked with hits from chart-dominating artists, every session becomes part workout, part concert, part sci-fi shootout. It's like being trapped inside a neon music video with itchy trigger fingers and no sense of chill. If you're looking to feel rhythm in your bones, sweat through your shirt, and vaporize beats with style, then welcome to your new obsession. Just don't blame us when you start air blasting to Spotify playlists. And that's 13 glorious misfits of the VR world that bring fresh mechanics, quirky vibes, and genuinely unforgettable moments to the Meta Quest 3. So go ahead, dust off your headset, dive deep, and give these underdogs a shot. And hey, if you've got a favorite weird VR gem we missed, drop it in the comments below. Until next time, keep your headset charged and your thumbs trigger ready.